Alright, I'm back. In this video here, I'm going to show you my ballast weight that I made for my tractor. If you watch my other video on it, I explained a lot in there, but I'll go over some of it. To begin with, disclaimer. I used a acetylene tank that was dropped off in the back of my shop, because you can't take them to the scrap yard, the acetylene, oxygen, hydrogen tanks. You can't take them to the scrap yard without them being certified. And to have it certified, it costs money, and scrap yards won't take it unless it's documented that it's been certified empty from a reputable establishment, or they won't take it. They don't want these things exploding when they throw them in the crusher. So I ended up with this, and I decided to go with this rather than a square box in the back or a 55-gallon drum, which is all great. There's nothing wrong with those, don't get me wrong here. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to be able to lower my center of gravity. The tank here weighs about 150 pounds by itself, and I have another 350 pounds of scrap metal slugs that I have at my shop. I loaded that up, so I'm figuring I'm right around 500 pounds in weight. And with this unit here, what I can do, I can adjust this arm here. I can swing this way or this way here if I want more traction underneath my tire immediately, or whatever. But I can bring it closer to my tractor if I have to get more ballast over my rear tire. And to go down, obviously you just drop it down like that, and it sits on the ground. And for storage, I'm going to build a dolly for this to sit on, because I'm not going to be able to move 500 pounds around. And I made a flat spot on here, down here at the bottom, so when I set it down and I dismantle it, it won't rock back and forth. It's going to sit straight up and down. And I might have to change that, just readjust the way it's the angle is. And in my other video there, I showed where I had my forks inside here, and I'm not going to do that because I just set this thing up, so I'm not going to disassemble it, just to show you what it looks like when I put my forks in there. If you watch my other video, I had it on my forks down at the shop on my forklift, so I think you get the idea there. But my forks will fit in there in case I need ballast in the front if I'm doing some logging, some skidding of some logs, and I need weight up front. I'll just take this here and put it on my forks in front, and I'll have ballast up front. Let's see what else. Oh, Bill Fisher, the man was reading my mind. In my last video there, he made a comment that I just drop it down on the ground, and not use it as a roller, but as a scraper, stationary roller, I guess you want to call it. So I'm not going to use this to replace my rear blade, but what I'll do, if I have a hump here or there in where I'm going, I'll just drop that down, and hopefully that'll drag the hump out and off and make it a little smoother. So I think that's about it on this here. What I'm going to do, this is for Bill Fisher, seeing how he, read my mind. I owe him a little shout out here for coming up with the same idea, or we both have the same idea. He just got ahead of me before I had a chance to make this video. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to drag it, and hopefully smooth out some high spots and that. hope you got some idea how it's going to work. Let's see, is there anything else I need to talk about? Like I say, if you're going to use a settling tank or something like that, make sure you have somebody that knows what they're doing on how to purge it. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Oh, another way to make this. If you can't find a settling tank, you can see if you can get yourself a propane tank, a 30-gallon with some length to it. You can do the same thing, or matter of fact, if you wanted, you could actually get yourself some PVC pipe or ABC pipe or whatever the plastic pipe is. You can make it out of plastic and just make some straps to go around it and fill it up with whatever you want to fill it up with. If you're thinking about doing something along these lines, you don't have the tank. One thing I do notice, I'm going to have to make some spacers over here to keep this more or less even. This is the first time putting it on the tractor, so I'm still in the process of redoing it, but I want to make this video here. So I guess that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope somebody gets some ideas on how to make ballast for the back of their tractor, other than the box. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with the box. There's a lot of great videos on people that made boxes and 55-gallon drums. But so that's going to be it on this here. Well, I've got a lot of work to do. My hill, if you paid any attention to my past videos, now this, oh man, you can see all the dirt that's fallen over. Now these white or orange markers, I had them about 15 feet away from the hill where it started to go down, and over the winter all this has come down on me, which I'm not complaining, because it's just saved me a lot of work from having to go in there and fork the hill to make it collapse. So it's collapsing on its own, and I got a lot of big, not big rocks, but I got a lot of rocks in here. So I guess that's going to be about it. I've got to redo my driveway. I got a lot of damage from the winter. So I guess that's going to be about it for this video, and we're going to call it a day on this. As always, my videos are free. Thank you for watching.